What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back with another of the Chris Watts videos. And I saw going through my comments yesterday that a lot of us still to this day are pretty much to the fact that we're trying to make sense of what happened in this case. Like, why did he just go from this happy-go-to family man that loved his children, adored his wife, and so forth like that, and within technically weeks to months, just went from 0 to 60 and not wanting anything to do with Shanann, pretty much shunning his kids, not showing any interest in his family at all, and then annihilating his family just like that. So when it comes to looking into Chris and himself, is we want to look into the people that knew him. His family, colleagues, friends, anybody that knew Chris is pretty much where we're going to find out probably some more answers. So with that being said, we're going to be watching Michelle's After Dark video of the story of the words of those that knew him and did they see it coming. So with that being said, grab a chair and get comfortable. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting that wiper icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it so that I do post videos like this one, because we'll get that little ring notification that Zowoki myself has posted that video. Then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you guys so very much for that continued love and support that you guys show on this channel every single day. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll continue to keep growing together. And then speaking of support, check out the link in the description for Michelle After Dark. This lady is so close to 80K, so go give her some love, do the thing, subscribe, comment, like, and share. With that being said, let's get a video.
My daddy is a hero. He helps me grow up strong. My daddy is love you.
Early morning, Watts of August 20th. Chris Watts murdered his family and discarded their bodies at an oil site. This is the story of the family man and a family murdered. And we're talking about it's everybody that knew Chris.
Who wants pro bars?
Me.
I do.
All right, so do you guys want lemon meringue first, or do you want cookies and cream?
Cookies.
Cookies?
I want
I
cookies.
want that.
You want some lemon meringue?
Cookies and cream.
And Daddy's
She
gonna
looks
try-
like a terrible mother.
Yeah. Are you both?
Yes, so everyone's gonna try Chris cookies and cream. All right, Bella gets cookies and cream, Cece gets cookies and cream.
Ready?
Ready?
Set.
You're the taste testers.
Yummy.
Is it yummy? What's it taste like?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. What else?
Watermelon.
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 What's it taste like, Cece?
A little bit.
Chocolate?
God, how you doing?
It's because of this. Right here. 95% of it. The other 5% is probably Chris Watts' parents. But they keep blaming Shanann for some dumb reason. Makes you sick.
Boy. Play. Girls. Win.
You're so smart.
My turn.
What's your say, Cece? Diva,
Diva.
princess,
Princess.
mini boss,
People.
rock star,
Star.
multitask.
Dinosaur.
Good job.
It was vanished. Like, she's not, like, when I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. Like, she wasn't here. Kids weren't here. I have no idea, like, where they went. And it's just earth-shattering. I don't feel like this is even real right now. It's like a nightmare that I just can't wake
Never
up from.
showed any remorse.
We're just trying to get some of your wife and kids' information entered in to put some alerts out there. And I just need to get some information about the kids. Do you know how on Bella? Do you know her height, weight, hair color, and eyes?
If you ask D.A. Rourke, It was long, blonde, flowing hair.
So, height would be 42 inches.
Okay.
Weight would be 40 pounds.
Okay.
Hair color would be brown.
And then on Celeste, same thing.
So she is 37 inches tall.
Okay.
She is 37 pounds.
So Celeste, she's just a ball of energy. Call her Rampage, because she's just always, she's got two speeds, go or she's sleeping. And she's always a troublemaker. She's always the one like jumping off things, you know, just yelling at you and all kinds of things. And Bella, she's the more calm, cautious, mothering type. And she's more like me, she's more calm. But Celeste has definitely got her mom's personality to where she's always just gung-ho, ready to
And yet he murdered them.
go.
I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning last night because we were out of town together and we were on the way back from the airport. I don't know what to do. I've called him and talked to him, and he said that she went on a play date with her other two daughters, but, like, if she went on a play date, they're both in car seats.
How you guys doing? What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
How you been?
Hi.
Here, Nicole?
Yes.
Nobody
Her friend
saw this
Nicole
coming.
showed up about a little afternoon. I could see it on the doorbell camera. And I was like, hey, what's going on? She's like, I can't get a hold of Shanann. And that's when I was just like, all right, something's not right. If she's not answering the door, we shut the car.
He literally told Nicole Atkinson, don't call the police.
Here, it's like
She still called
I
the
gotta go
police.
home. And we got here, got inside, and nobody was here. Nothing.
You knew that, man.
It's like I was trying to get home as I can. I was blowing through stoplights. I was blowing through everything, just trying to get home as fast as I can.
Do you really believe that?
I called him at 12:41.
Okay. Did you talk to him at that point?
I can't remember if I talked to him or he didn't answer.
Okay.
I don't remember because I called him again at 1:31 because by this time I'd already been back to the house.
Okay.
And Cassie had said that he was coming back and he'd be there in 30 minutes. That was in the time frame that I was driving back to the house. I don't remember if I talked to him, to be honest with you, at the 12:41.
Okay.
But I did talk to him at 1:31 because he wasn't home yet and he should have been there if it was only going to take him 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and by that time, I called the police department at 1:31 because I called Chris at 1:31. I called Chris and said, Chris, where are you? You said you were going to be here in 30 minutes. He's like, I'm on my way. I'm on I-70. I'm 45 minutes out. I said, well, I'm calling the police to do a health and wellness check. He still wasn't at the house. By 1:52, I called again and was like, where are you? But I had already called the police then, and they were on
What
their
time
way.
did you call the police?
1:33.
That was creepy. My Alexis just started going off by herself.
On one of the regular line.
I called the non-emergency line because I didn't know whether they would consider that emergency or not, so I looked up the non-emergency line.
Oh, it's an emergency.
Okay.
And then,
So then 1:52, you said you got another phone call, or you called?
See, look how easy it is to go out of these. So this one right here could have been the one that he went out of because it has a ladder. It's right next to the fence line. We see the little pieces of what's it called? Sheets that are on this fence. This could be where they went out.
I called him again.
Just
and
saying.
I was like, where are you? Because the police were there and they wanted to know how far out he was because we couldn't get in the house. The police couldn't even get in the house.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I don't want to break down the door if she's not in there. So, the police officer didn't. So he was checking windows and stuff and trying to figure out how he could get in.
I'm assuming it's the girl that you can't enter the house unless you see signs of.
Yep. I've got to have more unless I get consent from him to go in.
And if you don't, you can enter.
Because it could be grandparents came and picked him up. You know, it could be a lot of things. She left her phone. Her phone's dead.
And it doesn't change anything even if they are pregnant.
No, I mean,
It's different rules, but they're all about the
yeah,
same. You're just able to
you got your Fourth Amendment rights to the house.
Yep.
I can't violate that.
Yep. Told them.
That's why.
She's like, "Go break down the door." I'm like, "No, they won't."
No, not. I mean, if I saw her laying on the ground, something like
I'm like watching everything just to see if there's anything I missed.
Signs of a fight or anything.
kids were, I could get a hold of the kids. No, mom's not answering.
Can't do much.
I got nothing right now though.
Once I got here, it was like, all right, who can I call who do I know that she could be with right now? If she went to a friend's house,
oh, he knew.
Where could she be staying? And we went through everybody. I mean, just everything in my contact list and her friend's contact list, and nothing has come up. Everybody has said like they haven't heard from her either. I'm just hoping right now that she's somewhere safe, and maybe she's there. But right now it's just like,
that makes no sense. Maybe she's just there. What the hell does that mean? Like, for anybody that thinks they're gonna believe this man, you're insane.
If she's vanished, like, I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad.
While he laughs.
Say happy birthday. Give Dieter kisses. Give him kisses for his birthday.
You want a bath for your birthday?
Yes, he wants a bath.
Okay, so we get a bath. Well, right now in Frederick Police Department, they've been on point. With the officers, detectives, sergeants, K9 units here, they're getting sense.
See, why didn't we see this stuff?
They can pick up something and kind of go in a direction that will actually lead us to where maybe they're at right now.
The search dog led investigators to a red dumpster on Black Mesa Road. GPS aboard Chris's truck showed he stopped here for 4 minutes. Why don't we see the body cam footage of this? The afternoon of the 13th, shortly before he reached home. Oh, he dropped the stuff off when he told Nicole Nicole Atkinson that he was going to be home. He stopped there to unload stuff. Chris later reported he discarded clothes he wore that day here. Investigators ignored the dog. What? They ignored the dog? Jeez, criminy. Later that day, I can't remember if that's the traumatic event dog or the one that finds like the cadaver dog where they find remains. I can't, because they brought in 2 different dogs.
I want to remind you that tonight is voluntary, okay? I can't keep you in here. I won't keep you in here. If you want to get right up and walk out of here, you can do that, okay? All right. Do you want to keep talking with me?
I'm surprised he didn't ask for an attorney. But he's supposed to be so smart.
I mean, I can. Okay. I mean, if that's what you want, I can keep talking.
Okay. And you understand that I'm not arresting you right now. You understand that you can walk out of here at any time.
Sure.
Okay. Having said that, I do want to talk to you. I have a lot more questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know where your wife is?
Why didn't they do this to Nicole?
No, no, no.
Are you telling me the truth?
I'm telling you the absolute truth.
Okay. So I need to ask you about your marriage and infidelity.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Now, I have never cheated on my wife.
Okay.
And I fully suspect she's never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's always been a trustworthy person. I've always been a trustworthy person. I fully expect if we ever thought about straying another way, that we would tell each other before it happened.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I'm having a wonderful time.
Promise, I'm loyal, truthfulness, and being dedicated. I don't like playing games unless it's role play. If you want me there, I will be there. Ice cream, cookies, and lollipop sounds like a cheat meal night.
Mean a lot to me.
I'm still going to see you, but it won't be as often as I'd like, but I will make it happen. You think you're the only one addicted right now? I'm so hooked on you.
Glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Sleeping without your warm body next to me isn't going to be fun tonight. Like, they literally said, well, we weren't really that involved. Are you kidding me? Like, I have an idea. By the way, I have a free hot stay at the Holiday Inn. Not sure if you can swing in in it this month, but we can road trip to the mountains or southern Colorado for a day or two if you want. Won't cost a dime. She supports me, but her parents were in a situation like that when she was a kid, and it came up. It won't bother me. I'm not going to stop seeing you. I've made up my mind. Are we bad people? Ain't that the truth right there? Are we bad people? Yeah. I'd love to be a part of it. Being in your life is something I crave. Conserve it while you can. I enjoy our conversations tonight.
You're so damn
I hope you have a great night. Sweet dreams.
Kind of rubber head.
August 15th. Chris took a polygraph and he gave a detailed account of the last time he claimed to have seen Shanann, which he failed. Out of -4 that would make you fail a test, he was -18.
Just a little bit, just kind of wake her up, like, slowly, not where it's, like, jolting her or anything like that, and that's how I woke her up.
So are you outside the bed when you're doing that?
I slid back into bed.
So you're in bed doing that?
Yeah,
okay.
On top of the covers.
Like, on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in my work clothes and everything like that.
Okay, and what did she say?
She's like, I asked her, like, hey, you want to wake up, take a shower? And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. Something like that, and then I told her, like, can we talk a little bit? And she was like, yeah, let's talk.
Like, was she groggy at all, or was she?
No, she was pretty.
Pretty with it?
Yeah, pretty with it, and surprisingly, but like, yeah, she was pretty with it.
Okay, and how did you start that conversation?
I told her, we need to sell this house. Like, we need to downsize. We need to get something to where we're not, it's not strapped so much. Because the house, we're paying can I go down how much we're paying a month for the house? Yeah. It was like $2,700 a month. And that's a lot. And with the kids' school.
And now it's like $4,500 a month.
Like, it was a lot. So it was like, all right, if we can sell the house. Like, she had already contacted the realtor the week before through an email. So the realtor already kind of knew about that we were interested in selling the house. And so
And how long have you lived in that house?
2013.
Okay, so.
In May 2013.
Okay.
So I went through that, and actually I was, maybe just get something smaller, like Brighton, North Glen, somewhere that's cheaper. I know nothing's cheap right now, but just something. But I told her, and told her about what I was feeling. I didn't want to text her. I didn't want to call her about a separation. Really, I wanted to be face to face with her talking about that. And
so tell me how that conversation went.
It was just about I just don't feel the connection anymore, and that how we were together, it just wasn't working anymore, and that the love that we had in the beginning, I don't feel that anymore. And that she said, it was more of just crying and emotional, and
because he felt it with Nicole now.
At all?
Being crying like she was, crying like I was. She was upset, but it comes with that kind of conversation. I didn't.
Did she accuse you of anything?
Being a woman, she's like, is there somebody else? I'm like, no, there's nobody else. This is me talking to you about this. Isn't it somebody came into my life and took me from you? This is, me talking to you.
No, she took.
This is just me.
Mm-hmm.
There's no outside influence coming from this. This is what's going to. This is how I feel.
Did she seem like she believed that?
When I told her there was nobody else,
uh-huh.
Yeah. I believe her when if I believe that she would never have an affair on me, and she knows that I wouldn't do that to her. We've talked about that before, many times.
Has she ever accused you of that in the past?
No.
Yeah. Okay. And then she tells you, I'm taking the kids to a friend's house, but I'll be back later.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell you what friend that was, or did she?
That's why I was very vague, and that's why I texted her later that day, hey, you could tell me where you went and where the kids are, where you took the kids. Yeah. I'd like to know.
Okay. And then you do what after you get out of bed?
So I go downstairs and pack my lunch, make a protein shake, down that, fill my water jug up, get my computer, get my book bag, and put some more tools in my truck. Yeah, so I got in my truck, pull forward, backed up to my garage so I can get everything in because since it was over the weekend, like I had everything already inside. Like I wanted to just have my big clear.
I really wish this bush was not here, or this tree. I so wish this tree was not here.
Container. I had my O-rings and like my headphones or my earbuds and everything like that. And I had to get a couple like combination wrenches, opening wrenches from my toolbox. I knew like I was going to rebuild a stuffing box that day, or helping Troy do that, and Cody and Melissa and Chad were going to be out there too. So I had to get some opening wrenches and stuff like that out of my own toolbox, because that works better than the ones like, because they're longer, more torque on them. So got all that, threw it in my truck.
And are you talking about you threw stuff in the back of your truck or
No,
in the passenger compartment?
I got 2 big clear containers in there where I keep things organized.
So how far in the garage do you think you were?
Quarter of the way.
A quarter of the way?
It doesn't even look like he was in there.
No, not a quarter, maybe like an eighth of the way.
Okay. Is it a big truck?
Just the tip.
F-250.
Okay.
It won't fit in the garage because it's too long. So.
Okay. So you load all that stuff up, and then what do you do from there?
Get in the truck and pull forward, close it, or hit the button for the garage door to close and drive off.
So how often do you actually take your tools out and put them in the garage or in the house or wherever you put them?
I'll take that container out. I usually do it like once, like on the Friday, like I got everything done and like get it in there, get it in the
So
house.
is that normal that you would take it out on Friday and then that Monday when you go to work you would back your truck in and load your stuff in? I mean,
That's pretty normal for me.
So what? Which wells did you go to when you?
So I went to the Survey 319, Survey 1129, Survey 1029, Survey 629.
So which one did you go to first?
319.
319.
Yeah.
Was anyone else there?
They showed up afterwards. Like Troy showed up, Melissa, Chad showed up, and Cody was at the 1029.
And I know Troy's last name.
McCoy.
Melissa.
Parrish.
And then
Chad McNeil.
And who was he?
Cody Roberts, he was out on the ranch as well, but he wasn't at that one yet.
Okay. So you get out there about what time you think?
Probably about 6:45 or so.
Okay. And you get out there, you're by yourself out there?
At that point in time, because Cody Roberts, he had reported that he had a leaking line out there on the back pressure line I know this might make sense, but on the back pressure line going up to the tank, and there was a spot on the ground, like a wet spot, like oil was leaking.
Okay.
So he said like it just kind of happened on Friday, and Troy told me about it. I told my dad, we'll
So
check
did you
out.
go right there with him to try and help him fix that, or?
Friday I wasn't at work.
No, I mean, but Monday morning, because what?
Like he was gonna make me out there, but he decided to go to that 1029 first to check on that pump unit, trying to stroke up, trying to see if it'll like get some pump action downhole.
Okay, so you're at 6:45 at or well 319, and where you're like, what time do your other people show up?
Probably about, I'm gonna say about 7:15, 7:30, somewhere around there.
You said the kids' beds were like pulled back, or how were the kids' beds?
They weren't made.
They weren't made?
No.
Okay.
Then he made them that night.
Pretty normal. For the morning, yeah.
Okay.
Especially because the kid, they just like throw everything and just like get out of bed.
And what was your bed? What did it look like?
The sheets were off of it.
Okay, tell me about that.
Like most of the time when she gets out of, like she gets home from like a flight or something, she gets into bed like from the airport, she's gonna wash the sheets the next day. So that's what I thought when I got home.
So she had woke up and...
Yeah.
Comforters over there.
Yeah.
Stripping the bed or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Are those sheets on the bed now, or?
No, I don't think so.
Are they still in the piles or whatever, like where she put them?
I think, because I washed everything and I put different sheets on there.
So where are the sheets? Oh, you washed those sheets, did you put them away in the closet or something?
It should either be like right on the pile on the ground or something like that, right there.
Still think they should be wearing gloves, but...
So you washed the sheets that were on the bed, or you left them there and just put on new sheets?
So I put on, I washed those sheets. I washed sheets that were on there, and they should still be in the room.
Oh, clean, like in a pile or whatever? Okay.
Yeah, but I put like ones that were in the closet in there. Ones that were already clean, I wanted to just make the bed anyways.
Okay, so the bed's made now?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So when you slept on the bed Monday night, it had new sheets from you changing it, or?
So Monday Yeah, like when I
Two
slept
sets
there
of
Monday night,
footprints
yeah,
were out there too.
Okay. Because the bed was already stripped.
Yeah.
You got in or
Yeah,
whatever.
I could talk about that.
Anything else that was odd? I know you said there were some things missing from the kids' rooms, or their blankets.
Yeah, blankies.
What do you think about that?
I mean, that's what kids always take with them.
Like even to go, like if you.
Yeah, like if Cece, she wants that Yankee blanket, and Bella wants her blanket, especially if she feels like we tell her leave it at the house now. She's getting old enough. But
so if you're going to Target or run errands, are they taking their stuff with them?
Bella will. Well, Cece definitely will have that Yankee blanket, and sometimes she wants her that dog that makes cooling sounds and whatnot.
Okay, and that's gone, you said, right?
Yeah.
That dog.
Yeah, but Bella's cat's still there. Scared of what everything was going to look
For
like.
several more hours,
my
Chris
babies were
confessed
gone, and I
strangling Shanann because, according to him, okay.
did that to my wife, and I was the only one left in the house. What do you expect is going to happen?
It did look bad, right?
It looked. I mean, this was a nightmare.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think as many problems as you've had with Shanann, at the end of the day, she seemed like she was a pretty good mom, right?
I was a pretty good dad as well.
That's
You're a really known person until you.
That's the first thing he does is, oh, I'm a pretty good dad as well. The question was, Shanann. It's all about him again.
The Colorado man who pled guilty to murdering his young family, now sentenced to 3 life sentences. Monday in court, an emotional and dramatic showdown where he faced his wife's family and his own. NBC national correspondent Miguel
He only cried when his mom talked about him.
Elmaguer has the very latest.
I have no idea who gave you the right to take their lives.
Chris Watts never looked at his in-laws as they addressed him in court.
I trusted you to take care of them, not kill them.
The confessed Colorado killer given 3 life sentences for the murders of 3-year-old Celeste, 4-year-old Bella, and his pregnant wife Shanann.
And they also trusted you, the heartless monster, and then you take them out like trash. You disgust me.
Apologizing through his attorney,
he is devastated by all of this.
Watts never spoke in court as his family and Shanann's openly wept. Watts only seemed emotional when his own mother spoke directly to him.
We love you. And we forgive you, son.
I didn't sense any remorse in him at all. I honestly believe he cried because he knows he's going to prison forever.
Confirming a motive for the murders for the first time, the district attorney says Watts wanted to start a new life with his girlfriend, who told the Denver Post she didn't know he was married, then worked with police after Watts went public with this plea.
I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad.
In court, horrific new revelations.
You don't annihilate your family and throw them away like garbage.
After days of texting trying to save her marriage, according to the autopsy report, Shanann was strangled. Daughters Celeste and Bella were smothered.
Imagine the horror in Bella's mind as her father took her last breaths away.
The DA calls the murders cold, calculated, and cunning. The girls were dumped in oil tanks, Shanann in a shallow grave.
Shanann loved you with all of her heart. Your children loved you to the moon and back.
My daddy is a hero.
This morning, a case closed.
And apparently, Nicole Kessinger's in here somewhere. That could be her right there. Look at right here. Could be her.
For many, closure may never come.
Although Chris has given a fuller account of what he did that dreadful day in a confession to investigators in February of 2019, and in letters to an author of Sherilyn Cadle, there is still much debate on what really happened. And that's why this case continuously is up there as one of the top mystery cases. That's why it will not die. Some people still believe that Shanann took the lives of her daughters. Wrong. Others believe Chris isn't guilty of the murders and that there is a cover-up of the truth. Could be. I'm not saying Chris didn't do any of the murders. He murdered Shanann, no doubt about it. But somebody else did the girls in. I wholeheartedly believe that. The Watts family have never accepted that Chris pled guilty. The Watts family have never accepted that Chris pled guilty and still fights for him to have this day in court. He had his day in court. You just didn't like the outcome. Chris could file a 35C, which he did and was denied, and however slim the chance, some believe that his day in court one day could happen. For trial, and yet he'll still get convicted, but then maybe somebody else might get convicted. But one question no one can truly answer is, why? You know a person until you don't know a person. That's a good one. Who was the man they knew? And why do they think he did it? He was cold.
If you guys know my story with Chris, you know I gave him an out. I mean, he went to my colonoscopy. I tortured him. I rejected him. I pushed him away time and time and time again. But when I canceled dates last minute, because that's how life is with my health challenges, you cancel things last minute, and it's hard for people to get. It's hard for me to understand. But he stuck around, and he stuck around because he was the one for me, and he is amazing, and I can't tell you how wonderful he is.
He played
But yet Shanann is the problem.
sports from the time he was 5 years old up until he was 17. And he was in basketball, he was in baseball, he was in football. He and his dad went to the NASCAR races all the time. Loved sports. And he was a good kid. Had two best friends, and that's who he grew up with, and still are friends with them today. Nothing that would have predicted any of this could have ever happened.
Yeah.
Nothing in his childhood. He was a perfect teenager, tell you the truth. He did not even rebel.
Some people, I mean, if she's cheating on him or he's cheating on her, and they're telling nobody, then nobody knows any of that. So neither of them have said anything like that to either of you guys? Never. I mean,
They're pretty.
they don't even strike you as the type of people that would be having an affair on each other.
Like, they're pretty, like, cookie cutter, and, I mean, they're, like, look like they have the perfect life.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
But that's what you see every time on the news. When something happens, it's like, oh, they were the greatest neighbors. They were... Right. I don't know what happened.
We loved the guy. We did. He was my brother. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
They never fought, never did anything, never argued. Even Shanann, when I was there, when I moved out there, she was like, can you tell him to be a little bit of an asshole? You know, he'd come down, call me a bitch or something,
Yeah.
you know? And it's just one of those yes man, you know, he was in love with her. That's why. He was in love. He was like obsessed. And I think maybe he probably had in his head, if I can't have you, no one will. And he either did that, and the kids had to have seen. I don't really see any other way of why he would do that.
Yeah.
You know, at all.
Let's cover some timeline stuff here.
Yes, sir.
Start with on Sunday. So Sunday would be the 12th.
Yes.
Did you talk to
No,
Chris at all on the 12th?
I didn't speak to him over the weekend. I seen him on Friday.
I seen him on Friday. So that was the last time you saw him before the
Monday.
work week.
Yes.
Okay.
He'd taken off Friday to take Shanann to the airport for Phoenix.
Okay.
And then he told me he wanted me to look at his Fire Stick that he bought. I said, okay. So
like TV Fire Stick?
Yeah,
Okay.
Amazon Fire
I
Stick.
think it's code word.
So before the workday ended on Friday, he's told me that he'd meet me at the Safeway parking lot there in Fort Lupton. And he showed up in their Lexus, and Bella and CC were in the back seat. So he jumped out, gave me the Fire Stick, and right after he gave me the Fire Stick, that's whenever Cody called. Cody Roberts, the operator of the Circuit 319, and said that he thought there was a leak in the bypass line.
And that's on 319, you said?
Yes, the Circuit 319.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that bypass line is now locked and tagged out because we done that Monday morning. I'm looking back through my text messages I gave you because he told me he was sitting by the 5.0. There was an orange Mustang sitting in the parking lot.
Okay.
And I think it was one of the ladies that, well, it looked just like the one I used to have.
Okay.
Because I had a red one. I was telling you about that earlier.
Yeah.
So, and he's a huge Ford guy because he was a master mechanic.
Yeah, I remember you said something about that. So Monday morning.
Okay.
What time do you leave to go to work?
I usually leave my house about 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be here about 6:30?
Here at the office?
Yes.
So did you come straight to the office on?
Yes, sir, I did.
On Monday morning?
Yeah.
So 8:13.
Yeah, and I received a phone call from him Monday morning, but I couldn't answer it while I was driving.
So incoming from Chris.
So we see where Chris was. Is that 30? He was only there for 39 minutes. Is that 39 minutes or 39 seconds?
You come in the office between 6:45 and 7. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that would be fair.
Okay.
Because I always try to hit at the burrito guy that comes at 7:30.
Okay.
And Chad told me that we were going to start the Servi 1029, which is a pumping unit.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd like to have me out there that day. And we was going to test that back pressure line on the 319 to verify that there was a leak.
Okay, so there was a problem with the 319.
Okay.
Having a leak, is that correct?
Yes, there was.
Did they test to see if there was a problem?
We were able to verify that.
Do you remember that day where you headed first?
My first location was going to be to head out to Servi.
So, well, okay.
The
Do you remember the 319 or the 1029?
No, it was a 319 because they were testing that bypass line because I have the call from Chris here. Let me verify. That was at 6:43 when I told you about it. And then I talked to Chad McNeil. And then after that, I talked to Chris again at 7:40 a.m. incoming call. Because he told me he was at the Servi 319 and then he was going to test the bypass line. I said, okay, I'll be out there in just a minute to be able to help you. But
how long would it take you to get to Servi 319 from where you stopped to take this phone call?
From where I stopped to take the phone call, we got to get back on County Road 52, head all the way to Hudson, then we jump on I-76, just like Luke took you guys out to Servi. So probably about another 40 minutes. When I arrive on location, Chris is parked by the wellheads.
Okay.
So wellheads. So would this be the wellheads?
Or the one wellhead of that location.
Yep.
Then we have Chad McNeil.
When you say he's parked by the wellhead, where is he?
Okay.
Like here,
you guys have a picture of location?
Actually, I do.
Okay, so he was parked right here. I wonder if it was backwards because Shanann was right here. And then Chris had to walk. Oh my, that makes no sense.
Okay, and I can show you exactly where his truck was parked because his truck was parked where the headlights were facing toward the wellhead.
Face it. Oh, okay, so he backed in right here and put her.
His truck was parked right here.
It was that a usual place for somebody to park where Chris parked?
Now that I think about it, one and the same.
Okay.
And the back pressure line is back here by the flow line, where it comes in at the header of the separator, where the gas and the oil enter the separator.
Okay.
And those lines run directly underneath and then come right back over here to the edge of the tank, where both of those lines come up and on top of the tank.
And that leak was in here, correct?
Yes, sir. It was right there by the stairs, right as you go up the catwalk.
Oh, right there. Okay.
So to me, I'm lazy.
Throw
if
up.
I pull up on location, I would pull up over in here somewhere. I would have took this circle right.
So Chris's truck stopped for 2 hours, 37.6 minutes, arrived on 386. What the flip?
Right here and stopped right here in order to be closer to the separator and everything to be able to test that bypass line.
Okay. So by him parking here, he kind of blocks this access.
Nobody could circle around the wellhead.
Okay. Is it normal for somebody to park in that fashion?
No. Well, I mean, now that I think what's all's happened, no. But I mean, at first, it didn't even flag anything for me.
Anything seem unusual?
No.
Just out of the ordinary?
No. Well, as soon as I pulled up, and I talked to Chad McNeil about this because he remembered me making a comment that I didn't even remember. As soon as I walked out on location, I got out of my truck, and Chris is usually fairly decently dressed.
So the leak that they said was either here or here. I think it was this one right here next to the stairs that was showing the leak apparently.
Chris, man, he's always got on pretty tight fitting FRs, like really, you know, like he wears area-out pants.
What's FR? Fire resistant.
Fire resistant. Okay. He usually wears that. He was wearing a blue shirt that was baggy. Looked like he'd had like an older shirt for him.
When we saw him leave, he was wearing black. When he came back to the house, he was wearing gray, not blue.
Wasn't a fire resistant shirt?
It was.
It was. Okay.
It was a fire resistant shirt, but you know, different companies make different styles of t-shirts, and this is not something that, you know, I was used to seeing him in. It was kind of a baggy t-shirt, and then he had a pair of pull-on boots. And from every time that I can remember out in the field, he had an old pair of boots that he was lace-up, so the toe was about to come off of. And then here about 3 weeks ago, he bought a brand new pair of Red Wing boots down at the FR store here in Platteville, and he always wore those. So when I seen him, you know, on those, I was like, "What, you slumming it today, bud?" And he laughed, you know, and that was it. That was all it was.
Was he tired, sweaty?
No,
acting different, more quiet than usual. I know you said he's a quiet guy.
He's kind of a quiet guy, but you know, that particular day, you know, I tried to joke around because I joke around with everybody. That's just the guy that I am in the group, and you know, he would kind of joke around a little bit and stuff like that, but that was it. He was, you know, quiet. Some days Chris is, you know, pretty talkative. You can have an interaction with him, and then other days he's more reserved, and he really doesn't, you know, engage with you whenever you do that, because we joke about things. We both watched a lot of the same movies, you know, and stuff like that, so we say stupid movie lines, and he just wouldn't, you know, wasn't replying like he normally would. But I didn't think it was out of sorts at the time because of the fact that, you know, okay, well, maybe he woke up late, he's tired, I don't know.
Can we back up to the 319 for a second?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
When he was he looking around, just at kind of the surroundings at all? Did you notice?
Okay. Whenever we got ready to get back in our pickups and leave, he was messing on the phone, you know, like texting or whatever. I don't know if he was texting the lady that was at the house or whatever the case may be. It didn't seem odd to me at the time because I thought he was walking toward the back of his pickup, and before we leave location, we're supposed to do a circle check. A 360 circle check. That means you walk all the way around your pickup to verify that there's nothing in your way so you don't hit it. So whenever I seen him walking, he walked just right past his truck, just a little bit, not very far, and looked out in the field like that, and then he walked right back, and that was it.
Did he do a full check, or did he look at a specific point?
No, he didn't look at any specific point. It was like his eyes were just kind of up in the like looking toward the sky. He just had his head up and just kind of looked around like that, and then turned around and walked right back.
So was he looking out into the field, or was he looking back over the pad?
He was looking out into the field.
So was he off the pad out here in the weeds?
Yeah, well, yeah, because the way he parked his truck with his tailgate was right kind of by the weeds.
Right back here?
Yeah, right back here.
Do you know why he was so quick to jump on this 319?
No, sir.
To go check it?
I don't.
I mean, because we're all the way back at Friday.
Right.
And he's talking about, hey, I'll go Monday and do it.
So he already planned it.
No, and okay. You know, because Cody's the operator out there, so...
And why wasn't Cody fixing it?
Well, Cody found the stain, and Cody found that stain later on in the evening. I can see what time on Friday. Cody called me.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to run back to a couple different locations and back to at least one of the locations out there where he had some oil gator. And that's just some stuff that we can mix in with the ground.
Would it be typical for somebody to declare ahead days out, like before the weekend starts, that, hey, I'm going to be doing this, or would that usually be something you do the morning of?
Chris just said since he lived on 52, right off Highway 52, that it's a straight shot from him to leave his house, go straight to Hudson, and jump on 76.
Okay.
I honestly had no idea anything was going on Monday. It was, yesterday morning, about 10 o'clock, 10:30. Seen it pop up on Facebook. One of my friends shared it. But I've never met Shanann. I just know Chris through work. I've known him for almost 2 years now.
Is he a friend of yours, or just a coworker?
You consider him a friend, yeah. I don't hang out with him on a regular basis, just at work. But he's always been, a person I could call whenever, especially on weekends when I'm working and whatnot.
Okay. So, did you work on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your day on Monday.
So?
Like what time? Like from when you woke up to when you find this out? So,
I left my house about 6:20. Went to Kersey first thing in the morning to get fuel because I was going to go out to Serby Ranch. Chris had called me. I missed the call, and he texted me stating that he was going to go out there to Serby Ranch to hook up the whip checks
on one of the wellheads, and then go check out something else for me on another location, and then run a well for me as well out there. And I ended up getting a call about 6:40 from my other lead, Chad, who was also spoken to earlier, saying, hey, you need to go out here, we're going to turn on one of the pumping units. So I went out there and...
Out where, to Serby?
Yeah, Serby Ranch, to the Serby State 1029 pumping unit out there, and I was going to meet Chris out there as well. I called him, I was like, hey, I'm going out here, just have, you know, another person on location just in case anything gets sideways. Either got a call from Chad or called Chad. He wanted me to just go ahead and turn it on, so I called Chris, was like, hey, come on over. And he's like, all right, I'll be over there in a little bit. But I guess Troy was over at the 319, Serby 319 with Chris, and then Chad and Melissa were also over there, so I just went ahead and fired up the pumping unit anyways, and just watched it, and that was it. And then
it's a lot of
Chad
weird...
showed up, Chris showed up right behind him, and then Troy showed up. And we were out on
a lot of this is not adding up for me.
5 of us, 5 of us, for, I don't know, a few hours.
So what time was it that Chris showed up?
See, I had called Chris at 8:38, and he returned my call about 10 minutes later at about 8:45, and then I'd called Chad at 8:49 after I got off the phone with Chris.
So he called back 10 minutes later?
Yeah.
Where was he?
He was over at Serby 319, which I assume he was also with Chad.
He said he was at Serby 319?
Yeah.
So there's a Chad, there's a Tony, possibly Cody went out there later on.
He was checking something out for me out there.
And that's also where Troy was?
I know for a fact all 4 of them were out there. I don't know what time Troy got out there, and I can't give you a 100% certain answer on what time Chad and Melissa had gotten out there. Chris had texted me at 6:30 that morning though.
So that was when he said that he was going to go to Serby Ranch?
He was already out there.
What does the text say?
He just texted me at 6:30, where are you at? And he's like, just got fuel in Kersey. He's like, okay, I'm in Serby. Where are you going first? And I was going to Hudson originally, and then I got a call from Chad saying, go out to Serby and start that pumping unit.
How's all this sitting with you?
Not well.
What do you think about it?
It's insane. I mean, literally showed up for work on Monday, showed up out there, like, you know, everything's fine. And
so his demeanor was good?
Yeah, I mean...
Normal?
He seemed like something might have been bothering him, and he was at his truck a lot, probably trying to get a hold of Shanann. I didn't ask him about it, it's not my business.
But he didn't disclose anything?
See, I was going to give him a fire stick to look at. I can go out there, though, no sense in... That's... Not a lot of people are going to know what a fire stick is. Like, for the longest time, I was like, are they talking about, like, a fire splint or something like that? And it was an Amazon fire stick. Like, not everybody's going to know what that is right off the bat.
That was bothering him?
No, he's a fairly quiet guy, pretty humble, always willing to help. I mean, he's a great guy.
Chris is very non-combative. He's what's the right way of putting it?
Non-confrontational.
Yeah, non-confrontational. He's like perfect for her because she seems to like run things. I mean, she's like organizes this, gets this. We're going here, and you know, if they're going on vacation, buys a ticket. She does all that. Chris just kind of goes along with the flow, you know. So, and his personality is, like I said, very just hanging out. You know, I'll just go with the flow kind of guy. So they seem like, I mean, to me, like really good. So, you know, they're not like A personalities clashing.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, honestly, thoroughly surprised. Thoroughly.
So how you doing? We're having stressed out and stuff. I totally understand this. I didn't understand what happened or what. Yeah. Let's see. Well, if I gotta tell him, shit. Grab the van. Yeah. She's a very controlling woman. He told me what happened that morning that they had a discussion because she'd already knew this was coming, that he wanted to get a separation. and put the house up for sale. And he said the marriage just wasn't working any longer.
Were you aware of that prior to this phone call?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you knew they were married?
Yeah. We haven't talked to her since that blowout. The second week she was there, or second weekend she stayed with us. And she sent this text to us. Got a pretty big one Thursday. This one added, okay, when they got back here, they did the sonogram for the baby. Okay, we have not talked to her from the time that I'll tell you about the little story about the little falling out they had. She sent this picture of the sonogram to me at 8 o'clock in the morning my time, so it's 6 o'clock in the morning here. No comment or nothing on it, no nothing. At 11:30, well, okay, the time changed. Okay, then at 1:30 that afternoon, she texted back, wanted to share the picture of the new baby. And she's reaching out. So that's when Chris, I think, originally told her that we went into separation and stuff. That was, I'm not sure exactly when he told her. I think more or less told her because he told me when.
Did he just say that they told us about the separation? Is that what I just heard?
He was down for the visit. He was down. He said those 4 or 5 weeks he was here by himself. He said, I felt this alone then as I did when she was here. He said, there's no, she I don't love her anymore.
And was that the first time, or were you aware of prior marital problems? Prior to that?
I could sense something was going on because, you know, it just wasn't all lovey-dovey like it used to be. And anytime we come visit them, we come here a couple times a year and FaceTime with them and stuff. She's sitting on her ass on the phone, doing her little stuff. Chris is running around, taking care of kids, feeding the kids, doing this, doing that, and then she keeps with him and not doing anything with the kids, taking care of the kids. I said, Chris, every time I see you, I said, you're doing everything with the kids, giving them baths, feeding them, doing everything with them. He loves them kids and that.
It is so hard to understand him.
Well, he didn't do anything to hurt one of those kids. Nothing. Or neither one. But,
and was it something that, from what you were seeing or what Chris had said to you, did it seem like it was serious marital problems prior to this visit back to North Carolina?
See, I can hear him. I can't understand much of what Ronnie is saying.
Or I don't say it's serious. It's just something that's been going on and on. He said I should have done this a long time ago. And just like the baby now they're having, she was telling us when she was down here to visit, it was Chris's idea. 80-20 to have another baby because he wanted a boy. And I mentioned that to him when he come down. About one afternoon I got to see him. He said it wasn't him, it was all her, it wasn't another child. And I said she flipped everything around on that type deal. I ain't trying to put her down or nothing, but just anyway, kind of person she is. Everything's about her. She has this persona that she wants, this image she wants out there all the time, or what. Everything's hunky-dory, everything's beautiful in the world and stuff, when it's not. Like Chris always said, everything she has on Facebook is a mask. It's just a put on.
Is it all very positive? And
everything that she tries to put out there, yeah.
Okay.
It seems as though we have heart and feelings, and sometimes you see them and some stuff didn't bother them. Now that could be just the way they're brought up. I have, people are brought up all different ways. But I feel that also Chris may have thought that if something did happen just to Shanann, he knew it would happen to him, but maybe he knew that, hey, no, these kids are not going to her parents. So these things run through my head,
I see what he was trying to think, that possibly the girls would be going to one of the grandparents if they were still alive. But I don't feel that's why they were taken out. It could have been that they saw what happened, and that's why Bella was like, well, what's wrong with mommy, kind of thing. And he's like, oh, she's just sleeping. She wasn't supposed to see it. Yeah, I don't...
Maybe he was thinking of,
Chris pled guilty to 9 charges and is now in prison for life with no possibility of parole. And he'll never get out. Never ever. He is serving his time in Dodge Correctional in Wisconsin and is not having a good time. His family still hope he is released one day. He won't. Quadruple homicide, you think he's going to get released? No one really knows what he did and why he did it and what he did. And I think he likes that because he's like, well, they'll always have to come back to me, or they'll always have to ask this question or that question, and I have all these letters coming to me from fans and stuff like that. So he may never give us what we actually want. And that's one reason why this case is still so highly subjectively wanted to find out, because one, it wasn't finished technically in a lot of people's eyes, and two, Chris hasn't really told us the story, the right story, because all the stories that he tells us kind of like don't make sense at all. I would just love to know what this man is thinking. Knowing his life is over. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one by Michelle After Dark. So it gave us some light to some interrogations or interviews that I didn't know existed. Maybe I need to look into more of these people that knew Chris and see what more I can tie in together. Because again, the one with Chris and Troy and the fire stick, that one just kind of is weary. Chris and Nicole Atkinson, more or less because of Chris's actions, not Nicole's, but his talk to her, like, no, don't call the police kind of thing, and which people have blamed Nicole Atkinson, people have blamed Troy, people have blamed, what was that couple that used to run with, I'm having a brain fart on that one, but the ones that actually housed Chris for a night across from their daughter's room, they were blamed, and so was Shanann. It's like, are you kidding me? Blame the two people that had motive. People have blamed the actual Rusex. It's ridiculous. But some people in here, I wish they would have, Michelle After Dark, I wish she would have put in some information about Nicole Kessinger when it came to her interviews and how she talked about Chris and how he was just this great guy and he was just, but we weren't really serious. I wish she put that in there too. But again, I thank you guys for being here, watching the video, reacting to it, and finding some flaws that were in some of these investigator or interviews that were there. Please comment your guys' thoughts down below. Hit the like buttons for the obvious reasons that hopefully one day all this information we have gathered, looked at, analyzed, might make a difference someday. Hoping that it might. It may not, but never say impossible. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So keep it real, keep it safe. And as always, guys, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys next time.